Hi,
Hey,
everybody.
welcome everyone. This is More Than Money. I'm Mark Manelli, your host, and joining me is Stephen Balance. Welcome, Stephen.
Hi.
Glad you're all with us today. And today, a couple announcements. Starting next week, we will be switching the time and dates. I think we'll still do Wednesday next week, but we're going to add Thursday.
Yeah.
And but the times are going to change. Instead of 1 o'clock, we're going to be doing 11:30 a.m. So every day at lunchtime, which seems to be a better time for many people, you'll be able to tune in, not every day, but next Wednesday and Thursday. But then after that, we're going to Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
Not to complicate everything,
Yeah.
but it's just a slow transition. So we'll be with you next Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. and then Thursday at 11:30 a.m. and then Tuesday and Thursdays from there on in at 11:30 a.m. unless things change.
Yeah, which they will.
Which
They
will.
just do.
Hopefully we'll be daily soon, and it'll be great for you. So with that said, if you want to join us, you can actually text your questions, because
Yeah.
today's a QA day, right?
It is.
Questions and answers.
So we actually have a couple ways to contact us. Like Mark said, you can text us 314-384-8438. I love that number. It's just-
314-384-8438.
Yeah. You can also, during the week when we're not live here, you can email us, contact@mtmministry.com, or you can call us during the week at 314-212-1405.
There you go.
So-
With that said, we'll dig into the questions. And if you have questions you want answered live, just text them to us now, and or text them to us anytime, and we'll get to them as we do
Yeah.
our QAs.
Yeah, we make sure to answer them on the show, so we might give you a call out.
There
So,
you go.
so one of the questions, and you actually brought this up earlier this morning, one of the questions that you get asked a lot when you do seminars, and honestly, I never thought about it, it's what's the difference between investing and gambling?
And that's a great question, because in this day and age, sometimes there isn't any difference.
Oh,
Yeah, a lot of
Okay.
people approach the stock market like a casino.
okay.
They'll just, somebody says, "Hey, put your money on red, put it on
Okay.
IBM, put it on black, put it on number 32."
Okay.
And a lot of people approach it that way. But that's not the way investing was meant to be. Investing and gambling are really two different beasts and should be seen as such. First of all, gambling, if you really look at the core of it, it's an act of selfishness.
How
Okay.
so?
Well, it's totally about taking massive risks of chance
Okay.
for the desire to get rich quick.
Okay.
That's what
that makes
gambling
sense.
is. Okay, so it's all about you, and it's at the expense of others. Remember, in gambling, nobody wins unless somebody else's lose. So it's a very selfish, self-centered thing. Gambling is all about trying to shortcut God's desire for your life. Is what bottom line it's coming out to on it, by going with lady luck instead of the Lord.
Okay.
And it's all selfish and self-centered. Now, a lot of people are going to say, "That's not true, Mark." Well, yeah, if you think it through, it really is. If you're gambling and there's nobody else gambling, you can't win. Somebody has to lose for you to win. One, and two, you're not doing it. I mean, yeah, some people just do it for fun, but most people are either addicted or doing it
Yeah.
for trying to get rich quick. Okay? And there's no social good in it. Bottom line. So how's that different from investing? Investing's different in many ways. First of all, and a lot of people are going to argue with this at first, but please hear it through. There is social value in investing if you go to the core value of investing. See, the whole idea of investing is a social act, in the sense that one person needs money to start a business or run a business, or to expand a business, to do something with the business, and another person is going to get involved with that other person by giving them money. So it's
Okay.
social, two or more people coming together for a common good, not a selfish good. Now, I'm not saying, again, like I started off, not all investing is for social good. A lot of people gamble with the market. They just do that. And you can make anything a gamble. I mean, getting out of bed in the morning can be a gamble if you so wanted to. There was a movie that was all about these guys who bet on everything. You know,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
so anything can be turned into a casino if you want it to be, but that's not the goal of investing. If we look at the heart of investing, it's really more of a social act where you're helping one another. Let me give you an example. Let's say you and I wanted to start a chocolate store. Okay. So maybe I wanted to start it, but I don't have enough money, and you have the money.
Okay.
So you say, hey, Mark, I'll put in the money, you put in the business plan, and you put it all together and make it work, and we'll split it 50-50. You'll be half owner, I'll be half owner, right?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm putting in labor and ideas, you're putting in cash. Together we make this chocolate company. If it grows and we sell it down the road, let's say you put in $5,000 and I put in $5,000 worth of work and ideas. Down the road we sell it for $100,000. We both won. Who loses?
Yeah.
Nobody loses there. So it's not a selfish thing. Same thing's true with buying a stock. For example, let's say that I'm researching and I find this company that's in alignment with my values of caring for people, not harming others, doing those kind of things. And it's a company that seems sound in the way the company is ran, fundamentals, all the technicals are good. And I invest in it. I buy it for $20 a share. Okay. And it goes up to $40 a share. And I sell it at $40 a share. I just doubled my money. And the person who bought my shares, if that company continues to grow, will also make money.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now I'm not trying to indicate that stocks always go up, because they don't. Somebody might lose money by investing in a stock and then it goes down. But that's not you doing that to someone. That's someone saying, hey, I think the stock's going to go up. I like the price you're selling it at. I'll buy it from you. So everybody wins in a situation like that.
Okay.
So there can be some community, some good things happening to it, to everybody involved, or everybody could lose. I mean, for example, we start the chocolate company and nobody ever comes in the door and we're left with a lot of sugar and chocolate.
Yeah.
You know, and you're out of $5,000 and I'm out a year of my life of planning and working, and we both lose. But we're going to lose together. I didn't do it to you. You didn't do it to me. We didn't do it to harm somebody or to take advantage of somebody. We did it trying to do something good. So I would say investing, if done properly, is not gambling, because it does have some social value. It's not total greed. There's nothing wrong with wanting to benefit or actually gain by doing something, as long as the desire is not to hurt somebody purposely. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
So when is investing gambling is another kind of way to look at that.
Okay.
And it's gambling is investing when you're just doing it for gain. Nothing else. You don't care what the company does. You don't care why it does it. You don't care who it hurts or why it hurts. You know, I've heard some very prominent Christians say things like, we invest for gain and it doesn't matter how we make that gain. And then when I ask the question, well, what if you make gain off of prostitution? Well, we won't invest in prostitution, but you just said you'd invest for gain. Well, you know, and what if you are investing and don't know it? Would you want to know? No, we don't want to know. You know, that kind of thing. So when you invest and you don't care how you make your money, then that's no different than gambling, because you don't care who gets hurt or why. It's a selfish endeavor, totally selfish, not selfless, but selfish. So that would be one aspect of it. When you don't do any research, when you don't care what the company does, you're just looking at the technicals of it. I'm really into technicals, into the Greeks. You know, I really like that kind of stuff. I really like getting into looking at relative strength and momentum and things like that when I look at a stock. But that's not the bottom line of what I will buy. That's the bottom line of when I will buy and sell it. What I will buy will be dependent on what that company is, what it does, how does it make its profits, how does it help the community, society, or how does it hurt it? How does it is it bringing something to the public to help them or to hurt them? That's all important. And so when you invest, you want to invest in companies. Investing means getting involved, becoming a partner, an owner in a company that's in alignment with your values, with your desires for success and gain. And if all that is together, it's not gambling. It doesn't mean that you can't lose money, but that doesn't make it a gamble in the sense of gambling, purposely going out to just take as big a risk as possible to get as much money as I can.
Mm. So
did I define those differences clear enough?
I believe so.
Okay.
So with all this information, looking up the statistics and figuring out really what you want to do to not make it a gamble.
Yeah.
Isn't this, nothing against you, isn't this something that someone could just find in a book at a bookstore? What would be the benefit of having a financial advisor or an investment advisor as opposed to just going to the bookstore and going to that big shelf with all that information?
It's a good question. And, I've always said anybody could do what I do as a money manager. Mm. They just need to spend the time and money to do it. Okay. So if you want to spend, 20, 40 hours a week doing your research and spending tens of thousands of dollars a year to do that research and to gather the information, I think anybody could do it. But I'm not belittling the idea of going to the library, going to the bookstore and getting books on it any more than going to the internet and doing your research there. The issue is there's so much information, there's so much to learn, and experience is the best teacher in the stock market. It's huge. The knowledge, the wisdom, the information that is out there that you need to know to make great decisions. I've always seen the stock market as a jungle. Okay, a huge jungle, like a continent, like Africa.
Okay,
and that jungle isn't the jungle of Tarzan when I was a kid, the TV show where everybody's running around barefoot and nobody gets hurt and loved up frisbees except for when the bad Europeans come and try and do ugliness. This jungle is there to eat you alive. The whole goal of that jungle is to transfer wealth as quickly as possible from one person to another. And if you go in alone and you don't have any jungle experience, you are going to get eaten alive, whether it's by lions and tigers and bears or whether it's by small insects. You're going to get eaten alive one way or another. It is all there, and it is all there in a very dangerous place for your finances if you don't have the knowledge. I always say never go into the jungle without a guide. Somebody who has lived in the jungle, who understands it, who knows things about quicksand and giant spiders and lions and bears and all sorts of ugly things that can kill you, and take advantage of you. You need to go into the jungle prepared. If you go in thinking you're big, brave, and you can take care of this, good luck.
Yeah, you're going to get eaten alive.
Yeah, and experience is somebody who's been in the markets for a long time, who's seen bear and bull markets, who have seen crashes, who have seen options take over the markets, who have seen commodities crash or commodities bloom, who have seen all these different aspects of the market work and not work, who have seen the different dispositions and now have survived that and have real life experience in those things. A perfect example of this is I remember in the mid-90s when bonds, interest rates started to rise dramatically, or to fall dramatically, I'm sorry. It was really interesting. I had a gentleman in my office who was an investment guy who's been around for a long time. Anyway, this was one of those times where he said, take advantage of this market. We have bonds that have great yields on them now. New bonds coming out are lower and lower. We're seeing the yields drop, which makes the price of our existing bonds grow. This is one of those times, he says, you may only see this once again in your life, where you're going to make more money in capital gains on bonds than you will on stocks.
Wow.
That's from somebody who'd seen it before, and we did take advantage of it and did really well for our clients in that environment. So what I'm saying is that you can learn a lot from books, and you can learn a lot from going out to the internet. And then again, on the internet, there are a lot of sharks out there trying to convince you that they can predict the future, they have a system that can outperform the market all the time, everything like that. So you're going to go. Experience will help you to navigate through the sharks and the piranhas that are trying to sell you everything and anything to transfer the money to them from you. So yeah, you can do it on your own. I really like it when people study and they go out and get books or they go online and do things. So you can do it, but just remember, you are going to go through a big experience, learning curve. and you are going to lose money at times, and you have to learn how and why those things happen.
So I know we're running a little short on time, but for our viewers and our viewers in the future, who can they go to then that might be able to help?
Well, of course, they can always call us at Integrity Investors. We're here. That's what we do. We manage money, and we do it from a biblical perspective. We help people invest without compromising biblical integrity on how they care and love on others. And yes, you can make money doing that. So that lie that's out there that you have to compromise your returns for your morals is just that, a lie. You don't have to. That all comes down to the manager. But I do believe you should watch the TV shows. You should watch the market reports and all this kind of stuff to learn, to gather information, to start seeing trends, to do things like that. But if you don't have experience, if you don't have knowledge, I would not throw your money into the market and just hope. That is a gamble.
Oh, okay. Well, I think we're just about out of time, but thank you, Mark, for answering the questions that we get throughout the week. And again, keep the questions coming. We appreciate it.
I'm honored. And if you do have any questions, just call the office at 314-212-1404. I'd be happy to talk with you, or somebody in our office will. God bless you all, and keep your eyes focused on the Lord, and realize that, to help you to continuously realize that life is
so much more
than money. God bless everyone.